tonight's show, DPRQ Interviews, the very first episode of hopefully many, where we find out just what's going on inside of our guests' head, whoever they might be. Tonight, we'll be having a nice conversation with Medicus Fallstar. Is he the greatest dad in the world? We're about to find out. They do. All right. So we're here with Silas.
Hello, how are you?
How is everyone? I'm glad you're here tonight.
It's a pleasure to have all of you.
And we're going to now introduce our special guest tonight.
You know him, you love him. A prolific VTuber, quickly on the rise. The true heir to the Fallstar Imperium. Slayer of gods, bearer of many children, Medicus Fallstar!
Oh, that's me. Hi!
Yes, he's great. We know. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's me. I'm so small.
So tiny.
So tiny. Yes. Perfect.
I think we may have picked up the wrong guy. He looks like a child. Do we have the right person?
No.
answering for that?
I am
I
the
think it-
emperor of the Fallstar Imperium.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
I am the emperor. You cannot stop me.
Such a big boy.
I may have small feet, but they're far faster than yours.
Do they make little pitty pat sounds when you run really fast?
You want to find out?
Whoa! It's an absolute pleasure to have you here tonight.
Yes. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
So, as a prolific VTuber on the rise, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about Medicus Fallstar.
Okay. Where do I start? Well, my right neck ear is completely deaf. That's a fun fact. I can't hear
Really?
out of it. Yes,
True?
yes. Yeah. It happened when I got my arm blown off.
Oh, I can relate to that. Yes.
Yes, it happens
Yes.
quite often, especially in our genre.
Yes.
Well, I was technically third in line to the Imperium of Fallstar's throne. Yada yada yada, a coup, yada yada yada. I get exiled, yada yada yada. I didn't start the coup. It wasn't me. But after maybe was it 5 years? 5 years on the run. Yes, I came back, reclaimed the throne. You know, I got a new arm. It's robotic. Isn't that cool? A new
Yes,
eye.
very.
It's also robotic. Um, I killed a god. No, I didn't kill the god, but we had a little scuffle. Um,
Relatable.
yeah. Um, I ascended to the throne at the age of 19. Uh, you know, did what all emperors do and tried to make the economy a lot better. Uh,
Yeah, that's a hard job. That's a
yeah,
really.
it's not really good. It's kind of a lot of math.
A lot of math.
Um, it's a lot of
Logistics.
math.
So much math.
So much
I
math.
failed math a lot.
So did I. Um, what else? Oh yeah, three gremlins in a trench coat. Can't forget that.
Really?
So we are
Yes, of
conversing
course.
with one of these gremlins, would it be?
Yes, currently one of the gremlins, the head gremlin.
Ah, fascinating.
I'm
Fascinating.
just med. There's ick and then there's us.
Ah.
Yes, yes,
Oh.
yes. Together we are Medicus.
Oh, I get it now.
Yes.
That's fascinating. Now, do you all function on the same wave of consciousness, or do you all
Well, you
have...
see, when you hear me mumbling to myself in
Yes,
argument,
yes.
that's not me mumbling to myself. That's me conversing with my other halves.
Ah,
Oh,
I see, I see.
Yes. I'm not
it all
schizophrenic, I
makes
swear.
sense. It makes so much sense now.
Yes. What else? What else? What else? Um, oh yeah. There was that one time I killed well, I didn't kill, but I fought against a bunch of gods. Chick called the God Hunter. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Uh, she's
I
also your
s-
mother.
Wait, what?
She's all
What?
your mothers. Oh.
Is he
Um,
revealing a
So
truth?
that's where she went.
yes. She's batshit insane.
Oh my god.
What else? What else? What else? Lore wise, all my followers have a biological you know, I have a biological daughter, lore wise. Not actually.
Whoa.
What else? I don't know what else to think. They call me a gremlin. I am a gremlin. I use Twitter to spread screaming. That's about it.
Yes.
Oh.
I scream on
I've
Twitter. People
seen
seem to
it.
like that.
I find that that's been quite the entertaining endeavor as I've recently taken to Twitter myself. Your ritualistic spreading of the good word of Screech has been all but too fascinating.
You see, it's a learnt dialect. You
Yes,
know,
yes, it seems so.
the
Yes.
more you expose yourself to it, the more it infects you. You know.
Ah, so that's why recently I've been turning into a gremlin myself.
Yes, yes,
It
yes. I was
spreads.
infected
It
long
definitely
ago. It's much
spreads.
like a disease, quite honestly,
Ah, that's unfortunate.
but like a
Well,
good
is
one.
oh, okay. Perfect, perfect. Well, this has been fascinating to learn so much about you. But I have another question. What would you say is one of your more dear hobbies, things that you enjoy doing?
Hobbies. What else? I go to the gym a lot.
Well,
That's a big thing. Um,
staying in shape is very
Yes, gym
important.
rat
it is
life.
quite nice. But what else? I play the ukulele very shittily. Um,
Wow. So,
yes.
well, I play the scaled up version of a ukulele.
The
Yes, it's
guitar.
yes, yes,
Yes, I've tried that. I didn't. My fingers hurt.
yes. They tend to do that a lot. Yes.
What else? I bit of an IT person. I build
Ah,
things, make things.
a fellow engineer.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yes. I made a drone one time. I attached butane canister, an arc lighter, a
What?
camera to it
Wait, wait,
with duct
wait.
tape,
Is this a weapon?
something like that. It was a drone that flew up in the air,
And had a
and
flamethrower attached to it.
they were all attached to it, and it would scan everybody's face in the room. And if you had a resemblance to Kevin Hart in any way, since there can only be one funny short guy, and that's me, if you had a resemblance to Kevin Hart in any way, it spouted butane at you.
I
It was
see.
on fire. It was a flamethrower drone.
Yes, yeah. Wow. So, is there a particular reason for this hostility towards Kevin Hart specifically?
I should be the only funny short guy, and maybe Peter Dinklage too. That's
Uh,
about it.
It
Oh,
is that are you insinuating that Peter Dinklage is also allowed to be a small
He,
funny
he's
man?
he's allowed to be a small funny man.
Oh, okay, fair enough, fair enough. I'm a big fan of Peter Dinklage myself. Yes,
Yes, he's also a gremlin, literally.
yes, I'm quite fond of his that
I like him in
goosey.
Pixels 2
Oh, right,
or
yes.
Pixels 1. There was never a Pixels 2.
wait, what? I was just about to say, I was like, there's a Pixels too? I don't.
I wish. I should petition. I should start a petition for that.
Maybe we
I'd
should
sign
just
that.
film it ourselves. We should just hire
Yeah,
Peter
VTuber made
Dinklage.
Pixels.
We can do it. If we can kill gods, we can film a movie.
Yeah.
Well, I
Definitely
haven't
don't
done
need
it
film
personally
school.
yet.
Film
Yet.
school is for losers. Go in the deep end.
Oh, film schools for losers.
Don't need none of that. Oh, there's smarty pants talking.
Smarty pants.
Yeah, they're like, ooh, camera angles. Ooh,
Ooh.
symbolism. I'm like, ooh, explosions. Ooh.
Ah, a
Oh.
fellow Michael Bay fan, I see. Yes.
That's why I bought the Transformers car. The
You
Bumblebee one. I have one of those.
you own that?
Same year, everything. Camaro, yeah.
Oh, a fellow lover of American muscle.
Amazing.
Yes.
Cargo Burr.
Yes, car needs to go burr.
It has to. If it doesn't, it's not a car.
Exactly.
It's a shopping trolley on wheels. Four wheels.
Yes, yes.
It's like a
shopping basket.
Flintstones car if it's not a American muscle.
One of those little RC track cars, you know.
Exactly.
Well said, well said. So, what got you into the field of VTubing?
Oh boy. Well, I started way back during the beginning of quarantine in 2020. April 7th was my debut. Technically debut. I streamed with 0 viewers. It was very interesting. I think it was what was it? Wolfenstein? I
Been
don't know.
there. Know
Yeah.
that feeling. Yes.
Um I streamed then and then I made like a kind of debut with like a big collab thing with the VTubers Kaduka Nunu, E-Chan, and Baka Stupid. Baka Stupid's on hiatus. Kadu's close to being partnered, and E-Chan, I think he's on and off, but I haven't talked to them in a while. I was originally a VTuber for maybe up until that September where I did my last stream, which was a charity stream. With
Beautiful.
it
Well
was
done.
I think it was 120 VTubers in, or no,
Wow.
150 VTubers in one big collab.
Oh my god, how did you manage that?
Oh god, my Minecraft server was dying.
I can only imagine.
It was a Minecraft UHC competition. It had like Bungo Tago in it, a few other people. But
Holy shit.
definitely went a little haywire when I introduced TNT to people.
Oh!
Yeah, there was
150
a
people
wheel
with
where
TNT.
every $50 we'd spin the wheel and something random would happen.
Yeah.
One of them was spawning like 50 withers in the center of the map.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Just trying to
Stuff
kill
like that.
people.
Oh yeah, there was only going to be one standing.
Oh, I see.
There can be only one.
Of course.
So what
Yeah.
what exactly inspired you to go down this path of spreading the good word?
Well, originally I became a VTuber because I was bored and I was watching Kizuna AI and I was like, I could do that, so I did it.
Right. Oh.
But then, yeah,
Yeah,
but
fair.
as a lot of people know, that 2020 the VTubing scene for English VTubers was not good. Like drama every day type of thing.
I've heard
Um,
stories.
yes, it was a shit show. I ended up quitting because of it. Um, I came into VTubing with a bunch of IRL friends, and they all left one by one eventually. That was
That's
around mid-September.
yeah,
Then I
that's
came back.
unfortunate.
I came back about a month ago,
About a month
and
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Copyright.
Whoa.
Um, that's probably. Yeah, I came back a month ago and started screaming into Twitter voices and replying to people on Twitter, random nonsense. And apparently, I have an audience for that.
They love it.
Oh, they really like it. It's kind of
You've
weird.
Of
adopted.
course.
You've
It's mildly
adopted so
concerning.
many.
Yes, they started calling me father one day, and I just rolled with it.
Sounds about right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely can relate to that one.
it's quite interesting.
Indeed. Very. So, speaking of those children, a great deal of them have, from what I've gleaned, been clamoring as of late for an allowance. How do you intend to address this issue?
You see, my first job was playing a ukulele on the side of the streets of Fallstar in the slums and making about 3 copper pieces a day. Okay? That's
Okay.
about 3 USD a day from tips. Okay? Now, I believe that built all my character. That built so much character in me,
The
personality wise.
the old pull yourself up by your bootstraps
Yes,
mentality,
I
huh?
might be the
Yes.
emperor, but I'm not gonna spoil the brats, you know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's a strong
Yes, I'm
stance to
royalty.
take.
I am royalty beyond belief, but tax money comes and goes.
He's not
Hard work
wrong.
and effort does not.
Yes, the perseverance and conviction of a
Exactly.
hard-working individual. Yes.
Someone gets it.
Make them work for it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving no handouts. Come on.
So on this topic, another question I see crop up quite often amongst your fellow children is your policy on arson. What is it? Where do you stand on the
On
position of
arson.
arson? Yes.
You see, I believe fire is quite the tool. Uh, during a famed battle, maybe 10 years ago now, in Fallstar, it wasn't in Fallstar, it was in the nation state of Omen. Uh, a few friends of mine used arson as a tool to burn down an entire forest full of rebels. Now, that sparked, pun intended, a fire in my heart for burning things.
I see.
It's quite fun. It's quite fun. I might be just a pyromaniac, but scorched earth tactics worked for me, so I encourage it towards my kids.
As a fellow leader of militant forces, I must concur. Yes, scorched earth, shock and awe, very effective methods
It
of
works.
militant deterrence. Yes, yes. Mass bodies on the field tend to
Yes,
motivate the enemy quite well.
yes, it motivates the people as well, considering bread costs about 10,000 gold right now.
Oh,
Bread.
Inflation,
hyperinflation.
Just
Wow,
bread.
yes.
hyperinflation. Yeah, that happened
Oh,
in Falstar during the War of Scarlet. It was quite interesting. I think, oh, a single healing potion costed 1 million gold, but people were racking in millions of gold every day.
oh, wow.
I think
Yes.
there was I think there was a real life money glitch at some point in the Imperium.
Ah,
Someone used like perfect duplicate or something and just made a underground business out of it till we inflated. Yeah, we're in the process of changing our currency system.
Oh my goodness.
oh, okay.
Yes, logistics are
Yeah,
very important.
yes, well, you know, when half the leaders of Falstar die horribly, it's
Power
the tax
vacuums can
guy.
be difficult,
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Yeah, the tax guy, our tax guy, one of the first to go at the beginning of the war. He was
Ooh,
Oh, damn.
yeah.
So now you don't have anyone to help you with that.
I mean, we're still dealing with the backlash from the war. Uh the democratic offices are opening up though. Sand dollars might be useful.
Sand dollars.
Sand dollars we might convert to legitimately.
Yes. Have you considered completely strangleholding the economic value of your currency by controlling the mint?
Yes. we have just changing up, like, the printing systems or whatever.
Forcibly devalue your own currency. It works very well.
Yeah, but you know, other nations have their own currency and they're kind of flip-flopping between them.
Ah.
Fallstar's coin has gone down the drain.
Mm.
It's
That's
a bit of
Yes.
quite
an economic
unfortunate.
crisis.
But I do indeed see the potential in your nation and your empire.
Yes, it is it's one of the biggest on the planet.
You've achieved so much already, I believe that you can overcome logistics.
Hopefully. I would hope so.
Yes, I would imagine that one day me and Silas would also like to visit there sometime.
Oh,
That would
well,
be an interesting
there,
trip.
there is a one shot coming up
Yes, I saw that.
with hot sauce.
With
Hot
oh
That
sauce.
yes,
one, yep.
let's
Every
will
time
you
you
go
take
ahead and
damage, you
explain
gotta.
that?
Oh, we're doing a one shot soon where it's hosted by Din, not me. I'm playing. Every
Oh.
time a player takes a damage, you have to drink hot sauce.
Oh.
Like take a sip for every
Oh.
hit point.
Ah. Okay.
Ouch.
So charisma might be pretty good.
Oh.
Yep. Diplomacy has always been an effective tool in my repertoire.
Yes, you
Yeah.
high persuasion builds.
Yes. Don't want to be drinking no hot sauce. That doesn't sound very fun. Oh,
Definitely.
speaking of which, I remember quite recently you took on the one chip challenge.
Oh God.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, I said it as a joke when I first started VTubing, or back to VTubing. I said if I ever got to 1K, I'd eat the chip. I didn't think I would, blow up as I did, and I blew up in a single night. From that post, I got like 500 follows.
Oh God! Do you think it
Oh.
was
I
because
think,
people
I think,
wanted to see you get hurt?
yes, obviously. Um, so I had to do it. I set the date, and I forgot about it in my brain until the alarm on my phone went off, and I was like, "Fuck me, fuck me, fuck me,
Whoops.
fuck me."
Are you sure you didn't repress that memory?
I did repress the memory horribly, but well, not remembering half the night's kind of one of the side effects of the chip. Um,
Oof.
so when I went into call, I had my face cam on in the call so people could see I'm actually eating the chip and not making any of this shit up. And my stream, I only had my PNG, but there was enough people to confirm that my face cam was on and I was eating the chip.
Oh Lord.
The thing was $30. The chip,
Oh, that's
30
not as bad
fucking
as I
dollars
thought it was going to be.
For
I
for
thought
a
one
it was
chip,
single
though.
chip. For one chip. I mean, it was the size of my palm, but
It's a special novelty chip.
yeah, it wasn't a chip. It had no
Novelty.
it had no flour in it. It was just concentrated. It was 1.8 million Scoville.
Capsaicin? It was made of capsaicin?
Yes, pretty much.
Oh God.
So it wasn't even like enjoyable in the least
No,
bit. It was just like
it
you just
was it
put it in
wasn't
your mouth
crunchy. It
and
was
you died.
chewy.
Ugh.
It tasted like pure chemicals.
Oh.
And for the first minute or two, you don't taste anything. It just tastes like chemicals in your mouth. Like you're swishing
Oh.
around peroxide or something.
Ugh.
And you swallow it and you don't feel nothing. And then your body realizes how much pain it's in and it tells you, "Hey, I'm in pain."
It sounds more to me like upon making contact with the human physiology, you immediately just go into shock.
Yeah, something along those lines. Um, I sat there screaming, and I got raided halfway through it by Din, and people were like, "Oh, you're getting raided, you're getting raided." I was like, "Shut up!"
Oh!
As I was in so much pain. Um, I was
Man,
sitting there gagging. I went through like a gallon of Gatorade. Um,
you didn't have any milk?
I did, but I forgot to grab it.
Oh. Well, I imagine in that much pain, your reasoning and logic skills become a little skewed.
Yes, the delirium
Yeah.
starts to set
I
in.
did say to them I wasn't gonna drink any water or milk for it too.
Oh, that's fair.
So I drank Gatorade.
Gatorade is a fair substitute
It
if you're
just
going to
wasn't fair
take it
for
on
his
like that.
body. That wasn't
Yeah.
a fair choice for his body. And like
Surprisingly, the heat of it was not the bad part of the chip. It's not even like the heat of it. it gets to a point with the capsaicin that it doesn't go past like the roof of pain. Like there's a certain pain threshold it cannot go past.
Oh.
But when it went through my digestive system, that was a whole nother story.
Oh, yes, I believe molten Satan is what I would call that,
Yeah,
flowing through your GI tract.
apparently once the spice went away, I started getting delirious.
Yep.
Oh.
I started getting like my body was freaking out and I started getting actual hallucinations. I saw a dog in the corner of my room, like the
Oh.
fucking outline of a dog. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Yeah, no, I don't think that was like this is definitely not like
Would
passed
we
by the
do
Food Administration or
we
something.
definitely need to perform some type of scientific research into the properties of this chip if it's causing these types of effects on the human body.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, and then I started karaoke. I don't remember any of it. My body was in so much pain that I just forgot it all. It was like suppressed memory. Um, I started singing and dancing on
Oh.
stream, doing I turned the stream into a karaoke stream and forced people to sing with me. And then I ended up ending stream like 2 hours after eating the chip, and I raided someone, blah, blah, blah. I was still in call with all the people that watched the chip thing. I said, "I'll be right back in 20 minutes. I gotta go use the bathroom." I didn't come back. I was in the AFK chat in my Discord for 13 hours.
Holy shit.
Did you?
Did you pass out in the
Yeah, I was
bathroom?
going to ask if you
No,
like.
no. So, I didn't use I went up to the bathroom, I tried to go, I couldn't go, I thought it was the chip was fucking everything up. I came to back downstairs, checked my phone, looked at the time, it was like 30 minutes later, and I looked at my thing with people in the call, I was like, "Oh, I'll go back," and then, like, I tripped over a blanket and it fell on my bed, and I just passed out on my bed.
Oh my god. It seems to have had the same and similar effect that drinking ale does.
Yeah, hell isn't as, you know,
That was really
Toxic to the
dank.
painful.
body.
Yeah, it doesn't instantly put you out.
So would you say that is the biggest obstacle you've overcame since becoming a VTuber? Or would you say that there are greater obstacles that you faced?
Mm. S I still think my first few months of YouTubing were a little bit worse than that. VTubing was kind of dead at the time when I first debuted, and I was sitting at 0 viewers for, like, a month and a half, 2 months. I think that was a little worse.
You know, and I can understand how that can feel. It's demotivating, you know, the lack of engagement and interest can really kill the motivation to keep going. But you persevered and look at where you are today. It's a great story, you
Yes.
know.
What
It
do you
didn't
think?
help that my streams ended up being I didn't figure this out until I started watching the VODs.
Yeah.
They were all in, like, 480p.
Whoa!
Yeah, and,
Oh!
like, they had a 3:4 aspect ratio, and I didn't show up like that on my, Streamlabs. So
Oh
that might have been
man.
why I was sitting at 0 viewers, that it looked like, a Nokia
Dial
phone.
up.
Well, you know, everyone starts
Yeah, I
somewhere,
was
you
just
know.
about to ask, like, what did you think is the difference between now and then? And so I think you just pretty much answered that question, like
Well, that
the
was part of
quality.
it, but my personality was kinda dead. I was very
Oh,
restrained because I heard about, like, Twitch TOS or something,
yeah.
right? So my friends always warned me about that, and then, like,
I
uh
can kind of agree with that sentiment. I too find myself a little restrained, but I think that'll come off in
yeah,
time.
even on Twitter, like, the VTubing canceling scene back then was very big. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
you made
yes,
a
cancel
minor
culture.
mistake or something, you'd get posted, tweeted about, retweeted, and canceled. So I was very reserved back then. I kinda came back to VTubing now with no fucks given.
That's a
And
good
that's a
mindset.
Like,
it is an authentic display of you.
yes, no hold bars,
Exactly.
no
Exactly.
bars for
Exactly.
yeah,
They don't deserve anything more than who you are as you are.
exactly, and that's me screaming nonsense.
Yes, exactly. It's beautiful. A masterpiece.
Exactly.
My
So, what would you say motivates and drives you to keep going?
Um, Let me think about that one. Probably the fact that I get to force more people into my cult. I mean my family,
Oh,
not my cult. There's no cult.
yes,
It's
no
not a
cults.
cult.
No cults here. There's no cults. None.
There's no cults. Those
No
don't
cults.
exist. Those are actually
We're just,
a falsehood
yes, we're just trying to make
spread by conspiracy theorists.
yes.
And those who
Yep.
would detract from our uplifting and beautiful message, right?
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, you get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I understood the mission. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, just making communities and connections with
And
other
cults, I mean
beings.
families. I mean people that I.
Yes.
Yes.
No big deal. Anyway, so what kind of future content do you plan on putting out for the community?
The community. Yes. Well, I have a book coming out at the end of the summer that's my lore book.
Oh yes, your lore book.
That's still in production. It's
Mm.
I'm writing about 40 pages a week to meet that deadline. Um
That's a great pace.
yeah. I want to have it done by July 18th and then like get the final draft by the end of August and then actually have it up on Amazon by I think November 31st was my deadline.
I
Something
think
like
so.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, November. Yeah.
And then it's part of a 3-book saga thing. The last book's supposed to come out October 1st, which is the day I debut with an actual model, an actual setup, an actual everything. Which October 1st of next year, not this year.
Fantastic. That's hugely motivating. I too have been
Yeah.
working on my own series, and it's amazing to see that you've not only like kind of fully outlined your vision, but you're well on the track to bring it to fruition and putting it in the hands of other people so that they too can share in your story. That's very, very, very inspirational.
Yes. I try.
Shall we take a look at your lore video?
Oh boy, yes.
Yes, let's take a look at that. Let's give the people a taste, a little flavor of what's to come. Just give me a minute. Yeah, there we go. All right.
We have finally reached a finality. This world will soon see the Scarlet King's true power. As the nations of the Pantheon march forward, each step they take is a step closer to their grave. Let them come in their airships. Let them come with their false prophets and wicked gods. Let them come to their demise. Because no matter how hard they fight on this day, no matter how many break through, they will not win. The red tide will take them like every world before. So steady yourselves, soldiers in red. For today, we write the Pantheon's final epitaph.
We, the leaders of every nation, for the first time in our world's history, fight under the same flag, united as one. If I may ask you one final question before tonight. What separates us from one another? Is it borders? Because tonight, I see no borders. Is it race? because the only race I see today are Protheans! Is it our occupation? Because all I see are people ready to lay their lives down for their home.
We as a people, through everything together, lest that be the great war against the gods, the war of Dragonflame, or the war of Fallstar.
Many of you here today have left those you love to defend your home, ready to make the ultimate sacrifice, to make sure those you love shall not follow you into hell. To those who have lost everything, to those who have had their loved ones stripped from you by this Scarlet King, today marks a day of avenging, a day that sets their souls to peace. So I ask you one final request on this night, as the very horrors of hell face us, even if the world itself breaks beneath your own 2 feet. Let us face our destiny as a people. Let these words be our introduction to the domain, and our goodbye to the Scarlet King. We will let them know that the Pantheon does not bow, the Pantheon does not surrender, and that the Pantheon does not go quietly!
Do you think that your actions here today will liberate you from absolution? That you, killing the barons, will save your precious world? Look around you, M. Your greatest warriors die in droves. Your power stripped of you. He took your friends, he took your power, and after the barons finish off your men, the Scarlet King will take your world.
Stop this, Liara! I know what you've suffered through. The king is not your friend.
He saved me, gave me a reason to keep going, gave me a truth that I can no longer deny. You know as well as I that even if your people survive, the barrier will come down. If the king can't destroy you, it'll be those of the domain. There is no happy ending, usurper.
Listen to me. I promise you, I know how to stop this madness. We have a spear. We can reseal the king. There is still hope. Don't let Damien and Cloyne's deaths be in vain. They sacrificed themselves to save us. What would they say if they saw us now? We have a chance to save our world. We need only take it. Don't make shot.
You won't have time to pull the trigger.
So here's where you ran off to, Emperor. Ha! Can't rewind time now, can you?
Wait,
Huh?
let me have the honor.
How? Why not?
You know, in all the years I've known Medi, one truth has always held true.
And what's that?
He was always right.
You traitorous bitch!
Go and keep this promise. End this madness. I'll buy as much time as I can.
Wow.
Quite the riveting story.
Yes. That's only the first 8 minutes out of 22. The rest is gonna be on my debut video. Or debut stream. It'll be pretty much an anime episode now that I
Yeah,
think of it.
yeah. It's pretty much an anime. You know, all you need.
When's the full series dropping?
Yeah, when is
No. Gotta finish the books first.
Fair,
I see.
fair.
Yes, fair enough. And
I'll pitch it to everyone but Netflix.
and who was the artist behind?
Oh, S4, let me put in his Twitter and shit.
Yes.
He's the one who did all the animation, or I did the animation. He did all the art.
Ah, so you did the video part?
I did
yourself?
all the video, the audio editing, all that.
Well done. You're very multi-talented.
I try. It's you know, gotta put my creative creations in as many media platform and
Yes,
formats as
yes.
possible.
Flex
Very
that
Really
true.
helps.
creative muscle.
Oh, the animator is here.
Yes,
It's
hello.
Dean.
Wow, it's the man himself.
It is.
Very good artist. His most recent piece of you laying on the ground with
Oh,
a
yes,
gun
that
and
is-
like a Family
yeah.
Guy character. That's great. It's great.
Yeah. It's now a sticker on my server now, so I can spam
Looks
it
like
wherever I
me.
want.
Looks like me on a bad night after the pub.
Just me every single night, bro.
Damn. You just lay in your bed like that?
McDonald's fireworks and all.
Oh shit. So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I mean, hopefully I finished all those books.
Yeah.
Uh, that's gonna be a little bit though, because all the books combined are like 2,000 pages. Whatchamacallit? I want to get partnered on Twitch,
Yeah.
but that's gonna be a long-term goal because 75 average viewers right now. I'm sitting at about 15.
yeah.
But
That's fair.
eventually, if I
Keep
scream
persevering.
enough,
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, at the pace you're going, I very much see it happening in the near future. Just keep persevering and doing what you're doing. You know,
hopefully.
Yeah.
build it and people will come. Truly, you've built a great community of really friendly and engaging people. I've seen it from afar, and I'm very impressed. And I think very, very, very highly of your potential to succeed.
Thank you.
Same.
And with that said, I'm curious. What does success look like to you? What does it look like? Your idea,
Of
kind of
success?
piggybacking off of where you think you'll be in 5 years. What does success look like to you in the coming future?
I mean, full-on success would be I'm able to be Medicus Fallstar full-time. That'd be nice.
An
Yeah.
aspiration, I'm sure we can all agree.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Make a job out of streaming, funny content or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think you know, I gotta take baby steps and stuff. The next big goal I'm going for is that 10K on Twitter. Um, I'm doing a IRL stream when I get to 10K of me going
Yes, in a
to
maid
yep
outfit.
in a
Yes.
maid outfit, going to the gym and doing a workout stream.
I think that is an amazing plan.
Yeah,
Agreed.
it's gonna be like the hot chip all over again, except instead of you know physical pain, it'll be social pain.
Yeah, honestly, I can already feel the unironic masculinity exuding from you.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta walk around with confidence with a maid dress on, and honestly, you'll fucking make everybody jealous at the gym, I think.
Yeah, I'll have a lot of pre-workout, a lot of lifting chalk, all that good
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Hard
Before you
before
know it, they'll start thinking that they're the weird ones for not wearing a maid dress to the gym.
exactly.
I mean, when you think about it, a maid dress is the perfect workout attire.
Exactly.
You get a lot of space with your legs. You don't have to be afraid of like breaking or putting holes in anything when you do a deadlift.
Normalize working
functional.
out in skirts.
Yes, normalize working out in skirts. I agree with you.
Yes, the breeze is quite refreshing, if I do say
Yes,
so.
exactly.
Yes. I'm gonna just smile and wave at that one.
So, what accomplishments are you most proud of so far?
Finishing that 2-year D&D campaign. That's all my lore books now. That was, my God, was that a emotional roller coaster of full-time DMing.
Did you make anybody cry?
Yes, I killed off. So we had this one campaign. The last campaign, it went on for 6 months, and there was 30 people, right? And they all they were all on separate teams or whatever, separate
Yeah.
groups, and they were clashing heads and fighting and killing each other, right? But they all had this mutual respect for this one character that was like the father mentor of every single character, right?
Mm.
He was named Jaquavius. He was a Lion of Fallstar, which is pretty much the lead military commander of the Royal Guards, right? And this dude, he was absolutely cracked. He was like teaching them how to do shit, and he was all about respect and all this. Yeah, he was brutally killed off by the main antagonist. That in the lore video you see him. He's the winged man named
Yes,
Sanguinius.
the
Long story
winged-
with him. He was the first Emperor of Fallstar, resurrected by the Scarlet King. The whole thing in and of itself. He brutally kills Jaquavius in front of them and forces them to watch. And they had to bury him. They had to like deliver the body to his family. It was
Ah, so you
and
gave them a Phil Coulson and took him away.
yeah. Legitimate, like you could hear some of the people that I've never heard cry or be sad in my life actually like tearing up and crying and all that. They had to mute their mics.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Hit him right where it hurts.
Exactly. Their father figure.
Make them feel something.
Exactly. Some sort of emotion in the campaign. No more murder hoboing. Your father's dead.
Oof.
Time to be an adult now.
Put on your big boy pants. Get your affairs in order.
Oh
Do your
man.
taxes. Maybe not that.
Daddy's not around to help you with taxes anymore.
Exactly.
So, as you mentioned earlier, you are the owner of a prosthetic arm. Why don't
Yep.
you tell us the story related to that? And go a little bit more into detail.
All right. It's a long one. So, back when I was, how old was I? I was maybe 16 at the time. I was third in line to the throne of Fallstar. Long story short, I saved the life of the first in line. I was a bard on the, or an orphan, but that's a whole nother thing.
Relatable.
Or yes, all main characters are orphans, don't you know?
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, I saved the life of the first in line to the throne of Fallstar. He was named Cade. He was the Lion of Fallstar at the time as well, so he was in charge of all the royal guards and stuff. during a terrorist attack. So, they took me in. And after a little while, back when I was third in line to the throne, there was a lot of discourse in Fallstar about half breeds or like non-human uh people. And since the nation of Fallstar was founded by humans like 900 years ago, you know, first class, second class citizen type of thing was going on. And we were fresh off the heels of a civil war, which, you know,
Didn't make
you know
things
how that
better.
goes. It did
Yeah,
not make
yeah.
things better. Um, so after years and years of it, these two gods named Velis and Perwin, they were they were two of the three remaining gods on the planet. They were competing for each other's powers to become an actual god, big G god. And they tricked my sister at the time, Alexia, into thinking that I was batshit crazy and trying to overthrow the entire government. So she took her birthday gift, which I gave her, which was named Lonesome. It's my current gun right now. Um,
Ah,
she took her birthday gift and blew me to Kingdom Come with it on the highest peak of Fallstar as demons and creatures of hell stormed the gates of the spire, killing the emperor, every single head of the guilds, all that good stuff. Um, yeah, blew my arm right off. I fell off a 3-mile tall spire and hit the ground with a thud and a crash.
Oh.
I ended up having to make a deal with Velis, the other god, become his champion, and one of his godly abilities was being the god of the dead, so he stopped my passage into the next life.
ah. I was
And
curious how you survived such a fall.
yeah, no, I was dead for maybe 5 hours.
Oh,
Um, the minute they didn't find my body, though, they were on the hunt. I ended up leaving Fallstar on the last ship out, which was just so happened to be a scrap ship full of low-ranking adventurers. And during my month on the ship, before it was destroyed by a thunder dragon, I was able to use the scrap at the bottom and with the help of Velis actually form a new arm using the condensed dragon scale, which is what the bullets of the Lonesome were made out of. The condensed dragon scale that was remaining on the stump of my arm. We were able to use the power
fascinating.
source for the arm itself, and the arm was made out of scrap metal for the longest time. I've since, replaced the scrap metal with actual good metal. That is,
Refined it, of
yeah.
course, yes.
But whenever you fire the Lonesome, it breaks your arm if you don't have a metal arm, you
Ooh.
know?
Ah,
So that definitely helped with my
Yeah.
arm getting blown off.
Sounds really
Alexia
powerful.
had she killed a dragon in one hit.
Woo!
It's made a condensed dragon scale, which is the most volatile thing on the planet. Like, so much as putting a stick into a vial of it, it'll explode.
ooh,
Very
fascinating.
reactive.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely a material I'd love to get my hands on in the future.
Uh-oh.
It's a fun, we had I did make a planet busting bomb out of it one time to
Ooh,
try and nuke an entire dimension.
What?
That was, during the God Hunter's whole war against False Star. God Hunter was she was in that. She was the woman in that.
Yeah.
Also, she's that's spoilers. I'll talk about that during the
oh,
there we go. I'll talk
yeah.
about that during the lore video, the lore stream.
Fair enough, fair enough.
That's fair enough. I mean, don't want
Yeah.
to give away everything.
Yeah, gotta keep some of the nuggets saved away.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk
But-
about the eye too?
Oh, okay, that's a whole story. Okay. So I was traveling with a band of adventurers that I had recruited, which decided to stay with me throughout my entire journey. They went by the names of Tristan, who he was an undead knight who
Ah,
got into an argument with Velis or something, wasn't allowed to pass on to the next life. So he was just a rotting corpse in a thing of armor. I was with Tiberius. He was a Leonin gladiator. he ended up becoming the next lion of Fallstar, a literal lion. There was Thesis. He was a jester from Albria who, well, slept with the princess and had to flee.
Ah,
Ended up later having a he ended up like he has a kid with that princess.
Oof.
You know,
She
it was
got
a whole
pregnant.
affair with that. That was interesting.
a little bit of court intrigue.
Yeah, his son is currently the standing inquisitor for Fallstar, and he's running for the crown of Albria at the moment, since he technically has the right to it. And then there was Ribs, little Kenku. He was a murderer. He was a literal murderer.
Ah, yes, Kankus.
Yes.
Yeah. After Tristan passed during a battle, he had to wield a holy blade, which, undead and holy doesn't really mix. He ended up passing, but he killed a greater demon, which was kind of insane. Last hurrah type of thing.
Yeah.
Tiberius wanted to get stronger since he couldn't protect Tristan at that moment, and he needed to get stronger. And the rest of the group wanted to do it. I didn't want to do it because, messing with dark rituals and stuff is not my thing. Yeah, turned out to be a horrible idea because when they summoned the little demon that they were supposed to make the deal with, it turned out to be one of the barons of the Scarlet King, which the barons were also in that video. It raided the Ark, which is a giant ship we use to invade Fallstar to usurp the throne. And well, it tore through a bunch of high-ranking adventurers to get to me in the bridge, where we were eventually able to temporarily put him down and send him back through the portal.
And I imagine you lost the eye in the ensuing conflict?
Yeah, well, it gouged out my eye, trying to, rip and tear into my face.
Oh,
Yeah, I almost died. But with the help of Velis, he can't let his champion die before,
true.
two champions fight. I was able to make a full recovery. I ended up using it's blue because it's got condensed dragon scale in it. Condensed dragon scale is blue in color.
Is
And
that not a volatile?
it is a volatile thing. Yeah, if I ever got shot in the eye, my entire head would explode.
Oh my god.
That's
Probably,
unfortunate.
it would probably take out the 3 kilometers around me.
Oh,
He's a walking bomb. Everyone, be careful.
mutually
much,
assured
pretty
destruction.
But then
much,
you like
yeah.
explosions, but you endorse arson. Are you not afraid of one day?
Well,
maybe...
typically, my face isn't getting burned, and if it
Okay.
does, I have a whole another thing where, I killed the god of time one time. That was interesting. So I got a respawn ability.
Ah.
That happened. My eye is my Achilles heel, but I can respawn.
Oh, so what's the respawn time?
Anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 seconds. It's kind of random. When I first got it, I was fighting my sister, and I was getting my ass brutally kicked because I can't fight for shit. And so Tempest, the god of time at the time, he had this whole grand plan, smart time traveling man. He jumped in front of my last bullet that was supposed to kill Alexia, giving me, since condensed dragon scale can kill gods, making mortals able to kill gods. And when you kill a god, you get their god power. I got the power to be the god of time, but you can't really fucking control that, It's very hard to control. I get maybe 3 seconds in the future, I can see 3 seconds in the past, I like respawn, right?
Ah.
So I'm sitting there getting killed over and over again for maybe 15, 20 minutes before I'm able to land an actual hit.
Oh.
But yeah, no, it's brutal. One time I was stuck in a loop like that for 3 months.
Jesus Christ.
Doesn't do good on the psyche. That might be why I'm screaming and hollering on Twitter.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
That makes
Yeah.
Yeah,
sense.
definitely. Now, your behavior on Twitter now makes so much sense.
Maybe, jumping in with the Planet Buster wasn't a good idea.
Fair.
But it's local to the dimension, It's as I was dying in the other world, time kept going in my own.
I
It was
see.
so, 3 months to me when I die could be like how do I explain it? If I die in this world, right, it would be you guys would see the timeline where I didn't die. I would be dying over and over again until I got to that timeline. So it would be maybe like 5
Ah,
minutes of dying nonstop before I get to the part where I'm alive.
and
You
allowed to
guys, it would
continue
be
the
a
train.
slick movement. Yeah.
Yes, okay. I kind of have a I've dabbled with time manipulation myself a little bit.
Just a
Yeah,
little bit.
just a little bit. I feel like everyone's got a little bit of that. But
Um, are there any consequences in your world for using time magic?
well, technically, I'm the only one that can use it, right? I can maybe give 1 or 2 people the power of premonition for 6, 7 seconds, right?
Yeah.
I can see I had random when I dream, I get instead of actual dreams like other people, I see either past, present, or future. Um,
Omniscience.
kind of, but I can't control it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'd see
Fair.
6, 7 seconds of a random time and then wake up the next day, you know?
Makes
It'd be something
sense.
like that, but it kinda messes with your sense of time for a little bit because if I had to do the math on all the times I've died, respawned, been stuck in loops until I figure out a way out, I'd technically be in the 40s, 50s in age, but right
Oh my
now,
god.
physically, I'm 27.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a strange place to be stuck in, to be sure.
Yeah.
The nature of my ability to subvert death isn't too dissimilar, minus the time. I just kind of go to hell and have to come back. Yeah, to have such an ability at your fingertips is I imagine it's been a boom in your adventures.
It has, and if you're in a debate, you know what your opponent's gonna say next, so you can start formulating a counter argument or something. I've used that a
Ooh.
lot.
Very
But
true.
since it's only such a short time or it's completely random, it's a lot less useful than you think it's gonna be. Plus,
Understandable.
half the things I see from the future don't actually happen because,
Oh.
butterfly effect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I could see myself tomorrow drinking chocolate milk, then I go to the fridge and I decide, "Hey, I don't want chocolate milk, I want actual milk," and,
Yeah. And there's also the lack of context. Like you don't know if when you drink that chocolate milk, is it gonna be spoiled or is it gonna be normal
Yeah,
chocolate?
exactly.
You can be like,
All
oh
of
well,
this.
I'm gonna enjoy a nice cold glass of chalky milk, and then you go to have your chalky milk, and it's all lumpy and gross.
Happened a few times.
Yeah. Chocolate cheese.
Hey,
Ever
man,
heard of
I
it?
can see into the future 3 seconds before I drink it to know if it's spoiled or not, you know? That
Yeah.
helps.
Yeah. Yes, I can only imagine. Oh man. So, as a growing military presence in your world, some would like to know what it's like pillaging and what your next plans are for maintaining power should the campaign fully succeed.
Well, you see, all of the Pantheon is we've all kept our individuality. There's the nation states of Omen, which Kane, the Skeleton King, he still rules over all that. Which, if you don't know him, he's not a god, but he might as well be a god. He's the best duelist on the planet. He could beat almost anyone. Uh, Currently, Alberia, which is another nation state, way southwards, uh, is having their almost presidential uh, elections, which are kind of one sided towards Cicero, which is the son of Theseus, that jester.
Ah,
Uh, what else? There was a continent called Tombstone during the war. Not many people went to it because it was dragon infested and it was host to the brood mother who was killed during the war. It's actually currently host to a cult of garlic bread worshipping people.
What?
Yes.
gar-
Yes,
garlic bread?
one of the adventurers that originated from Fallstar and ended up becoming a war hero during the war before dying as a martyr. Um he he had a thing for garlic bread. He came from a long line of bakers, and he found out he had a knack for thaumaturgy, which is a form of magic, and was able to basically make almost anything he wanted. But he had such an obsession with garlic bread. We don't know what the hell it was, but he crowned like a garlic knight. He made doughboys and stuff.
I'm
Um,
I'm familiar with this strange cult-like obsession with certain food products. My companions have an obsession with cheese and pickles. I can't make heads or tails of it.
I don't know. It might be an infection of the brain or something, some sort of spell. But he ended up making garlic boys, little dough boys, little guys made out of dough, no more than a foot tall.
Were they sentient?
Yes, they were. They called him the Father. And during the final battle of
Oh.
Fallstar, or the final battle of Pyralis, technically, but it was the battle for the Pantheon, this army of doughboys appeared after his death. He died, uh, you know,
Hold on.
the
And
Garlic Knight man died.
an army of these little diminutive
They
garlic
learned how
boys?
to duplicate themselves.
They
We were running out of food storages for months, right? And
duplication?
we couldn't make heads or tails if it was like rats or some sort of spell or something. It turns out the doughboys were stealing food products, right?
What?
And forming more doughboys out of different food products that we had in our stock. And now they had
Oh,
an army, and they
mother
marched
of
their
God.
army with murals and cruxes and all these different religious symbols towards this garlic knight that died a martyr for their people, and
Oh
marched
my
against
God.
the citadel of the Scarlet King and crashed through the doors.
Wait,
There were
so they were
thousands.
literally a meaningful military force on top of that?
Yes, and now they have taken up residency where the dragons used to live.
What happened to the dragons?
Did they eat them?
They no, no. Well, they eventually ate what was left of them, but
What?
they they have a high acidic stomach. They can eat
Oh my
almost
god!
anything. They demolished an entire castle in one night by eating it all.
I
But
will never look at garlic bread the same way again.
yeah, these little doughboys, they're they got the mindset of a 3-year-old, but they can coordinate it.
Carnivorous?
Yes.
Okay, 3-year-old carnivorous doughboys who have acidic stomach acid. Okay, so remind me to create a bestiary before I come to your world. I'd very much like to avoid those.
Oh, you haven't even seen the Super Tarrasque yet. Oh god.
Oh, what is that?
Super Tarask. Super Tarask?
Yes. There's only one, and it's dead now. But we don't know if there's more. It was in the dungeon of Fallstar, way deep below the crypt. We only found out about it maybe a year ago, during the God Hunters campaign against Fallstar. Turns out there was a crypt. It held a spear of the Scarlet King, which is something that can kill a Baron, but it was way at the bottom, right? And in the last level, there was something called a Super Tarrasque.
Ah,
Damn thing could not take any form of damage. No damage whatsoever. Physical, magical, bladed, silvered, whatever. No damage, and this thing was spewing like nukes out of its mouth. It was
so
some sort of genetically modified creature.
so you're
Uh,
fighting super
oh,
invincible Godzilla spewing atomic breath.
yes. It was interesting to say this. I didn't do it personally. These are reports from the Lions of Falstar, which there was 7 after the death of Jaquavius. And these 7 lions with a band of other adventurers, there's maybe 20 of them total. They surrounded this thing, and in a last-ditch effort, they taped something called a melt-a-bomb to themselves, which had
Oh,
condensed dragon scale in it. And
oh,
one of them jumped into the mouth of the thing and blew it up from the inside. And he was able to temporarily cast some sort of invincibility spell for about a second, and it blew up. super Trask from the inside,
Ah.
which did some damage considering there were chunks found months later, way all over the spire.
Oh, Lord. So it. Mm-hmm. That might be a viable strategy to keep in mind for the future. My world doesn't have a super Tarask, but it does have a Tarask.
Yeah, there.
Ah, I imagine that was very messy.
I mean, it was maybe a couple miles down under. It was down underground, but chunks came flying out of the ground because of the
Oh,
blowback.
like a
So
meat
you could
volcano.
be sitting. This is one of the reports we got. There was a family of 4 sitting at a dinner table, right?
Yeah.
And they hear a massive explosion come from the spire, and the entire city's war torn by now. All able-bodied men. So it was 2 grandparents and their children and their like grandchildren, right? Their parents were off at the war. All able-bodied people were sent to war, and they go outside to look. And as they all got up from their chairs to go towards the window, as they got to the window, the spot where their chairs and table was, in place of it was a chunk of Tarask.
Ooh.
And
Okay, wow.
it was almost like a volcano coming out of the ground.
Yeah, so Gandiva was right on the mark when she called it a meat volcano.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, the bits and pieces were edible, so that helped with rations.
Oh,
And it was
yeah,
pre-cooked, so I guess that counts for something.
very true. Very, very true. That was a fascinating tale. I think we'll now open with some community questions. Gandiva will go over, and before we do that,
Yeah.
how about we cover one last little topic? If you had something you'd like to impart on the audience, what would that be?
Hmm. I recommend that you get a really sexy profile picture for your Twitter.
Yeah.
It works wonders.
Real
Yes, I can.
sexy.
Male 6B. Oh, okay. Well, I'll give that a shot.
Yes.
Phenomenal. Thank you. Very
Remember to
helpful.
catfish your audience.
Right.
Yeah, that it works. I've seen it. I've seen it work. All right, so let's move on to some of these community questions that your very own children have asked.
Oh, God.
First one. First one. The first one we're asked is, what a doughboy sounds like.
Wah.
What the fuck?
That's what they sound like.
Oh, is that like a language?
They don't speak any. They don't say anything but the father, the father, the father. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
They don't say.
Okay.
That's what they normally say. They communicate that way, but the only common that they ever speak is the father.
definitely another reason why I want to avoid those creatures.
Don't worry, they're on the other side of the planet. Pretty much, almost. Not really, but
And then the next question we have is, do you like British people?
every villain in Fallstar has had a British accent. But my children's mother is British, so there's that.
Oh.
Should I be concerned?
Mildly.
Okay. Noted.
There is most of the discrimination in Fallstar has been gone, but there is still a discrimination against people with bushy eyebrows. So if you fall under that category, I would watch which neighborhood you walk in.
But fortunately, I have some nice tapered eyebrows.
Yes, I'll remember to keep mine groomed.
Yes.
Next question we have is, where is Omen?
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. I knew this question would come up. Omen, which is one of the nation states of Fallstar, started off as a virtual reality game. maybe 3 years ago.
Oh.
The lore for that was just jerry-rigged onto Fallstar's lore. And it was a video game that me and like 30 people were producing, and kind of fell into disarray, pretty early on in development.
Yeah.
When we got to the concept phase, concept art, all that, it kind of went haywire.
Creative differences, I imagine.
No, it was more like, how do I say it? A lot of not figuring out how to work a Unity project between 30 people.
Ah, so a lack of cohesion.
Pretty much, or,
Oh, that's fair.
experience in the field.
That's fair.
But hey, I can make a VR chat world now, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, VR chat.
That's something.
Do you own an Oculus?
Yes, I've owned 2.
Oh.
My first one, black screen. My second one's it was a Rift, the first one, but my second one's a Quest 2, which
Oh.
I like a lot more than my Oculus.
I
Really?
agree. The
Two.
Quest 2 is a phenomenal piece of hardware. Maybe one of these days we'll collab in VR chat.
Yeah.
Boy,
I have a 3-dimensional body I can use now.
I still have my old VR chat avatar became my VTubing avatar back in 2020.
Oh.
My old outfit.
Did you used to frequent VR chat a lot?
I had 10,000 hours in it.
Oh my god.
I've heard great things about the experience and how engaging it can be, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it's 50-50.
I've equally heard horror stories, so I
There
can
are some
understand.
horror stories. If somebody
Yeah.
says off gang in one of your lobbies, leave as fast as you can.
Whoa, off gang. That just sounds
Off
kind of
gang.
like sus already. I don't even need to
Yeah.
know the context.
Yeah.
Off gang, and then your PC bricks.
Oh,
Oh, are
I've
those
heard
one
of
of the
those.
yes, or like the people who have like assets that can literally crash your login or whatever, your game.
Yeah.
The gun.
Crashing avatars. Public lobbies are a war zone in VR chat.
Yeah.
I've heard stories,
It's
yes.
crash or be crashed. You get
Gosh.
VR chat gangs shooting at each other with crashing guns, where if a
Yeah.
bullet hits you, your not your PC bricks, but your game crashes.
Yep, I've heard of this.
I mean, it's kind of fun if it's a bunch of friends, but
Yeah, I can see how that could definitely be fun. It's like a real good painful practice.
yeah.
I gotta watch out. I've never even logged into VR chat once, so I
Oh
gotta
boy.
be careful.
That's gonna be a lot of shell
I'm
shock.
gonna need an adult.
You've got a 50-50 shot of being the best experience of your life or the worst.
Fair. We'll have you lead us around. You have a better
Yes, keep
idea
us
of where
safe.
to go.
All right, next question we have. Do you really think you were interesting enough to do an interview?
I mean, I scream enough. I believe I'm quite interesting.
Found you to be very entertaining as a
Yeah, I
guest.
have to agree.
I'm a good first guest.
Exactly. Most people
It's
wouldn't even know
all
what
up
the
here.
hell to talk
It's all
about.
uphill from here.
Yes, exactly. We've already hit rock bottom. There's only uphill from there, you know.
It's only more sane from here.
S4 wants to know, can I have a raised 3-face?
A raise? Maybe when, Fallstar's economic crisis isn't in, in shambles, I'll increase you by maybe 5 gold.
5 gold pieces.
5 gold pieces. That's enough
That's
for a
not bad.
quarter loaf of bread right now.
Whoa.
Sad emoji.
Yin Rico wants to know, do we have a mother? Which I believe you did answer that question earlier,
Yes, a lot.
but yes, you
Yeah.
did mention.
You have Uleti, who's the mommy, who's the brutal ex. You have Kitsune Para, who's the current actual mother. You have the lore one, which is Liara, the god hunter. She's kind of batshit crazy, but I can fix her. Who else? I think that's it so far.
As long as her dog doesn't step on a bee, she should be okay.
Yeah.
And make sure she doesn't shit on your bed.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Hopefully neither. None of them do. Hopefully.
Esper83C wants to know, can we see your catboy tail?
I don't have one.
What's up with that? Why don't you have a cat
I was
tail?
half breeds either get the ears or the tail. They don't get both.
So
Yeah.
you got the ears.
I got the ears, which kind of some say they double your hearing, they don't. It's just normal hearing because it's the human ones that do most of the work. The cat ones are kind of like reactive a little.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're not missing much by not having a tail. I have a tail, and I have to say, it gets in the way during combat.
Yeah, you gotta put that in like your pant leg or something.
Yeah.
Wrap it
Zip it
around
up.
your waist.
Exactly. I see some
Yeah.
tieflings do that.
Esper83 also asked, what is it like playing nations to take over the world? And how do you plan to maintain your power?
I mean, you know, all the nations of the world, they kind of unite under a shared trauma, that being the war that just ended. There's other nations outside the Pantheon, but that's a whole nother mess. And in order to maintain power, I could just respawn if I get assassinated or something. Or usually if it's a major event like me, a usurping, I get a flash forward vision about something that big,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Or maybe, the powers don't work right now and they're currently sneaking through my through my window.
Oh God,
That would be unfortunate.
they're watching you right now.
Yeah.
Funny Block Man wants to know, how can I completely hide any evidence of the body?
Fire.
Yeah, I pretty
So
much
it's
was
nothing but
expecting
ash and
that.
cinder. And then throw
Yeah.
that ash into a lake.
I seem to have some strange recollection of events not too dissimilar that happened just a few days ago, but I might be.
I think that's just deja vu at work,
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
I don't think there's ever been a alternate reality Medicus that tried to do that was so happened to be named Caiaphas Blackstone.
Yeah, I don't know, what are you talking about?
I never heard of something like that before.
Must be just my mind playing tricks on me. Anyway.
Yeah, Hebe Nebu wants to know, do you enjoy shouting at your children?
Yes. Next question.
Okay. Oh, here we go, another Esper83 question. What's your favorite part about VTubing?
VTubing?
Yes.
I get to make a funny little character, and he's got a cool tiny little story. So cute.
Yeah, it was a good boy. Don't worry, you're gonna get a lollipop after this. Okay, so
Hopefully.
now Hebe Nebu has asked, how does it feel to be at 1.5k followers? I think it's higher than that now, but
It's 2.5 now.
yeah, it's 2.5 now.
Look at you. Phenomenal.
10k easy by the end of the night.
Oh yeah, I think you can manage it by the end of the
For
night.
sure.
I mean, it's back when I first was a VTuber, I never made it past 400 followers on Twitter, and then
Yeah.
I scrapped that account. But notifications, the little notification ping used to be a big deal. Like, oh my god, someone actually liked my. Now it takes me 2 hours to go through all my notifications every day.
It's a job. You might as well clock in and get paid for that shit, right? I know that feeling.
Exactly.
Anyway, Esper83 asked, is petting your ears lucky?
No, it will bring you bad luck because I will shoot you.
Oh,
The
Whoops.
ears still have nerve endings.
Oh. It doesn't feel good?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Oh,
It's
it
like
doesn't feel good. Okay.
it's like somebody rubbing your inner thigh. Like
Oh.
it's weird.
hypersensitive.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Touch
no, it's
those.
awkward. It's awkward. You don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. These ears, these pointy ass ears I got going on. Yeah, I mean, same idea. It's like rubbing the inner thigh. Don't do that. I don't like it when people just come up to you and are like, "Oh, can I touch that?" Like, no, you can't. Don't touch it. Don't fucking touch it. They're sensitive. Anyway, Dallin wants to know, can we go to McDonald's?
If you look at that recent photo of me falling on the ground with your
Yeah.
McDonald's order, I think you know the answer to that.
Oh, whoops.
They don't mop the floors at McDonald's, bro.
Yeah, I find it to be quite sticky every time I visit.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Somebody spilled the Sprite everywhere. Last time I went.
One time I went to a McDonald's and found that the fountain machine was broken in a way that it would not stop flowing.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, one time I got a cup of syrup. The water wasn't coming out.
Ooh, yes, I've had that happen to me too. Pays to pay attention.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So, yep, that's all the questions that were in the Discord. Does anyone in the Twitch chat have any questions? If so, speak now or forever hold your peace. This is your chance. I guess not. I give a minute to let them think about it, but I think we've covered everything.
Yes, you've been a phenomenal guest, my friend. It's been a pleasure meeting you and getting to know you better.
You as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, okay. Turtle wants to know, can we be fed again?
I mean, your siblings are standing right next to you as you watch this from the living room floor, right?
Family time.
Family time. A
Yes.
family dinner is a family dinner.
I've heard tell and tale of your philosophy on the rise to the top, so to speak, for your offspring.
I mean, you know, you gotta be you gotta be the strongest to, I don't go by age. I go by experience, and experience is invaluable. And
Yeah,
Very true.
experiencing fighting your siblings for food is to build strong character.
Yes, like spiders. The
Like
strongest
spiders, yeah.
one makes it.
Yep,
Yep.
like spiders. Ugh.
the spiders of Fallstar.
Yep.
You have many favorites and most favorites, but who is the mostest favorite?
The
Ask
mostest favorite?
Kitsusora.
Oh, my biological one.
Wow.
Yeah, not
I
one of
bel-
you adopted ones.
I believe this might start a civil war. It's great question, friend. Great
Yeah,
question.
yeah. Don't worry, she's hidden away from all these other lunatics.
Oh, fuck.
No, she's getting a private tutoring somewhere else,
Ah, you sent her
But hey,
away.
just in case, you guys are the backups.
She's getting the best of the best.
Yeah, no, I think it's several million gold a month.
Oh, whew. Well,
It's a
given the
very high class school, okay?
We shall eat her respectfully, replies Turtle.
It'd be kind of weird if you did it disrespectfully.
How do you
How would
eat
that-
someone with respect?
With
You waste none of the parts.
and
Oh.
you do so with a clean, almost cultured approach.
Exactly.
With utensils.
With utensils.
Yes.
Like Gordon Ramsay preparing a lamb shank.
Exactly.
Or
With
beef
the-
Wellington.
Yes, a beef. Oh, his beef Wellington. Mwah.
Yes, yes.
You use salt. I mean, you don't want it to have
Yeah,
no
yeah.
flavor.
That's
Of
what I'm saying.
course.
And you don't want it raw, I hope.
You
Kinda
know,
weird if
I've
it was.
I've heard that people have a very generally porky taste to them.
It's mixture between chicken and pork.
Yes, yes.
Very interesting. Have you partaken in the forbidden meat?
Okay, I didn't know. Okay, it
Oh, you
was.
didn't know. Okay.
Listen, Tiberius thought it would be a good prank.
Ah, fair, fair. You know,
Yeah, I guess was
a
the
little.
I wouldn't call it a good prank.
consensual at least? Was the
No,
person
no, it
okay
was.
with
It
you eating
was.
them?
Nobody knew at the table. Okay,
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't technically a person. It was a demon, right? But
Oh, all right. I mean, if it's
demon
a
cultist.
demon,
It was a cultist who was turning demon, right? And he found it on an excursion a week beforehand,
yeah.
and he had to convince the chef to cook it. The chef was like, "No, no, no," and then he said, "I'd cook it myself." And then Tiberius is pretty stupid, so he doesn't know how to cook. It's just a fucking demonic head with an apple in its mouth, charred to shit.
Ooh,
Wow. Okay.
delicacy.
And
Mm.
curiosity killed the cat. I took a bite of the ear.
Ah, yes, the ear, the best part of the lechon.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure and joy to have you, Medicus. Thank you so much for taking the time and answering our questions and letting us, kind of get to know you a little bit better.
Yes, you as
And
well. It's been a great time being on here.
I'm sure your children really appreciate bonding with their father in this
Yes.
For
manner.
certain.
Well then, thank you for letting us have this opportunity. And thank you to the people who stopped by tonight and listened in on our shenanigans. We're going to close out by playing Medicus's theme song.
Oh my god, I have a theme song. I forgot.
Yes, you have a theme song. We're going to go ahead and play that. And I hope everyone has a great fucking night. Make sure to take care of yourself, get enough rest and water, and don't kill your siblings. I know it's hard not to do that, but don't kill them. Try to love them a little bit, okay? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a tad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit back and watch my flag ascend. I won't talk myself up, I don't need to pretend. You won't see me coming till it's too late again. I'm gonna sit back and watch my flag ascend. My name is Thunder, Lightning. My name is something very frightening. My name is adrenaline, exciting. You don't believe. My name is Thunder, Lightning. I'll be showing up uninvited. My name is adrenaline, exciting. If you don't believe, then let me show you.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the very first episode of hopefully a long-standing series called DPRQ Interviews. If you have any suggestions on who we should have on the show next, whether it be anybody from, your siblings to maybe another VTuber, anything within reasonable reach. We can't have anyone big on here yet, but if you have any suggestions, feel free to hit up our Twitter, join our Discord. We have a suggestions channel. We play D&D. We might have more D&D groups in the future if anyone wants to join. And thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys will tune in for the future D&D sessions that we're gonna hold, and more interviews to come in the future. Just gotta set them up.
Off my chest, I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna change the world, it's all I got left. I'm gonna get back up when I'm left for dead. I'm gonna change the world, like mama said. I get this off my chest.